Hello all, and welcome to the Cincinnati Legends Weekly. My name is Sean McComas, and I'm honored to be your host. Joining me today is none other than Mr. Legend himself, Wes Melbourne. Wes, take it away, buddy.
It's nice to see you all. My name's Wes. I'm the Director of Player Development for the Legends. I also help coach our 15U Scout team, as well as many of you have seen me with all the teams at some point during the year. So
awesome. And yes, I can vouch. He does so much for every kid. It's amazing. He never says no. He's up day and night working with any kid possible. So, Wes, that leads into my next thing. Let's get this started the right way. Unfortunately, Coach Berngrude couldn't be here tonight. They're playing a game,
Correct.
as we all should be.
Correct. We got a couple teams playing.
They're just up the road. They kick off at 6 o'clock today. And so they're going to be getting after it on the baseball field with Coach Austin Davis. 13U, right?
Correct.
And so, Wes, if you could you please explain a little bit about Mr. Berngrude, how the Legends came to be, and what we're all about?
Sure. So the Legends started, I'd say, 2 years ago as kind of a dream between Kyle Chapman, Joe Berngrude, and Danny Bell. And it was the desire to do something different, to do something better. We had all come from organizations. 3 of us were Flames teams. We had a Galaxy Black team, and we were all looking for something different, something better. So in Joe and Chappie's beautiful mind, they came up with Legends Baseball, and Danny as well. And then within a couple weeks, they brought our team over and myself as Director of Player Development, and hence Legends was born. Last year we ran with 5 teams, I believe, and this year we're up to 13. So it's obviously the system and the idea is working. We believe very strongly in it.
Growing and growing strong.
Growing and growing strong. To the point that we're pretty content with where we are and the group of kids that we got, all the way from 8U. We've got 8U, 9U, 10U, 2 11Us, a 12U, 2 13Us, 2 14Us, and then our 15U Scout team and 16U Scout team and 16U Premier team.
Awesome. Well, Coach Melbourne, thank you very much.
Of course.
First class all the way.
Thank you.
I know my family is extremely happy to be a part of this organization. And I venture to guess I can speak for all the other families. They're pretty thrilled as well because we're going to big places.
Yeah,
and
without a doubt.
And we're on a roller coaster that's going very fast.
Well, without a doubt.
So,
and it's a fun ride. And you know, I'm in it through 8U through 16U, so it's all the same to me. It's beautiful.
Do you have time to sleep?
Yeah, I get some. I get some in
so
occasionally.
A little bit. All right, and as you see behind us here, some of our 15U dudes are walking past us. Coach Mike is walking past us. He loves the camera, by the way. They're getting ready to get set with, to practice behind us.
Correct.
So we got to get you out of here soon, right?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
So, okay, Coach, before we move on and talk about our teams, I'd like to mention one of our big sponsors for the Cincinnati Legends, Mr. David L. Davidson of Huff Realty. For all of your real estate needs, give David a call. His phone number is 513-839-0281, or you can email David at ddavidson@huff.com. Thank you, Mr. Davidson, for all that you do.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson.
It helps the organization tenfold. You just can't even imagine what sponsors like that do for us and our players. Keeps prices down, lets us go to bigger and better tournaments.
Without a doubt. And us being a 501c3, you know, it's all not for profit. So really these donations are huge for us. It helps us with equipment and stuff. Obviously some of the tournaments, especially the ones older kids play in. So it does a lot for us. So we definitely appreciate you, Mr. Davidson.
Awesome. Okay, so now on to some baseball. It's been a very busy off season.
It has.
Busy spring.
For sure.
Now heading into the summer, we're getting ready to get after it. So
yeah, we're fully heating up now. All our teams are playing.
Having said that, I'd like to talk about one of our teams. And listen, we're not going to go in order necessarily.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about all the teams that the Legends have.
Yep.
And hopefully most of the players as well, especially as this progresses,
as
this
show
progresses.
For sure. We got some dudes.
First, we'd like to 11U coached by Dan Bell.
Yep, one of our founders.
Yep. Unfortunately, because of weather issues, they had to go inside tonight. They were going to join us on set with a little bit of discussion and a little bit of talk. We were going to have a couple of players maybe next time. So today they're stuck with me and you, Coach. So
That's a good thing.
yeah, that is a good thing. So Coach Bell's team has a record of 18-9. The boys just finished top 4 in a Woodback Classic, going 3-1. They lost a tough one in the semifinals.
Yeah, baseball.
And you know what? To get to the semifinals in these tournaments is a grueling task.
Without a doubt. And they're down 1, maybe 2 dudes, or have been. So to do it with the limited roster that they have tells you a little bit about those guys.
Absolutely. So yesterday, Bell's Legends defeated the Cincinnati Shockers in just a regular season friendly game, 19-3. And this Sunday, they'll face a hard-nosed Cincinnati Angel squad who's definitely going to be ready.
Yeah, they'll be good.
And
They'll be good.
it'll be an awesome game if you're able to get out and watch them. Look up Coach Bell's team. He's got all the information of where they play and what time.
Yep.
And he can let you know that. Highlighting some of the dudes from the 11U squad, though, from this past weekend, is we'd like to first announce Cooper Freeman. Coop had a towering 625 batting average.
Oh, yeah. He
In
can
a
hit.
big wood bat tournament. To hit 625 with a wood bat.
Right. It's hard to do with a metal bat.
Right.
Yeah.
My man's swinging it.
Yeah, he's a good player.
So now, having said that, his teammate Isaac Dippold, he went 4 1/3 with a 0 earned run average on the bump.
Yeah, a little lefty, man.
Again,
He's nasty.
getting after it.
Yeah.
The lefty slinging it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we'd like to mention too, Nolan Bell, Coach Bell's son.
Yeah, coming
He,
coming off hernia. So.
Yeah, he's been out for 5 weeks, hernia surgery, but he came back and hit 500 in his first tournament back.
That doesn't surprise me.
Outstanding.
Yep.
So that young man's getting after it. And Coach Bell said, man, you got to mention this guy. He is an absolute nightmare for opposing teams.
I already know who you're talking about.
Caden Calhoun, a nightmare, is what he said. He's a nightmare for the opposing teams. This young man on this season, now again, they're 18-9. On this season, he's batting over 500. He's got 4 dingers.
Yeah, he's a special talent.
24 ribbies, so he's getting them in. He's
Yeah.
hitting with dudes on base, and then he's got a 1.434 on base percentage. So every time you look up, you see Caden on the base.
What I'll
paths.
tell you about Caden from getting to know him over the last couple of years is from a pure talent standpoint, I don't know if we have anybody better in the organization. And we have #1 players in the state, all kinds of stuff with our older group. And I'll tell you, that kid's got some raw talent.
So what position does he normally play? I imagine he's a pitcher as well, but
he's becoming a pitcher.
Okay.
Throws incredibly hard, big kid. But he usually mans the outfield. You know, he takes giant strides. I mean, just can cover a lot of ground. So right now, I know he's spending a lot of time out there, but he's definitely going to progress to the mound at some point.
awesome.
Judd?
The wind's kind of playing havoc on
It's
our
good.
sign here, but we're good. So hey, before we move on to the next team, got to mention another sponsor.
Sure.
Quick shout out to our next sponsor, Dave's Quality
Oh,
Meats
yeah.
of Westchester. Let me tell you something. Next time you fire up your grill, fire up your smoker, pre-plan.
Always pre-plan.
Yeah, head over
Always.
to DQM. Get the best meats around. It doesn't matter. Pork chops, steaks, briskets. Go to Dave's Quality Meats
Without
in
a
Westchester.
doubt. Dave will take care of you.
Dave will take care of you. Tell him the legend sent you, and you'll be set up for your next party. All right, so moving on, Coach West, it's your turn
All right.
for the next 11U squad.
Okay.
Take it away.
All right. So the next 11U group that we're going to talk about is actually practicing off to our right, and that's our 11U Ryan team. If you know anything about these guys, which
Coach
I do,
Brennan Ryan.
Coach Brennan Ryan, correct. These guys are like our older teams. They play one of the most brutal schedules you could possibly play at the 11U level. And that being said, they're 17-11 on the year.
Amazing.
Dude, these
They're
guys.
ranked 33rd nationally
correct.
in the TBR ranking, so that tells you they're playing dudes and carrying that record.
Without a doubt. So, correct. They are 33rd nationally. My guess is they'll probably move up. They've played somewhere around 10 games against nationally ranked teams already this year. They were just down at Ripken and Gatlinburg, and I believe lost in the semis to a team they had beaten in pool play.
They did.
But that group is also an exceptional group. They have players top to bottom. And I've spent a fair amount of time with those guys. I really enjoy them. They're a special group.
So, Coach, in 3 huge tournaments, a Grand Park Super Select,
Yep.
a USSSA Super Select, and then down at Ripken,
Yep.
They've been top 4 twice, which means they lost in the semis.
Yep.
And they've been runner-up once.
Correct.
That's getting it done.
Yeah,
that
they
is
get it done.
Absolutely getting it done. So we love to see that, especially out of our 11U guys. They're getting ready to hit that age where they're going to really take off and get recognized.
Oh yeah, they're right at that age where, you know, in the next year or two, and that team will travel nationally, kind of like our scout team. So
Gotcha. So Coach Ryan, keep up the work. Boys, keep up the work. Keep getting after it.
they will.
Can't wait to see you on the diamond. All right. So now moving on, we're going to talk about the 10U team.
Yeah, another special group. Coach Cattleman.
Coach Cattleman,
Yep.
Coach John Cattleman. These guys are 22-5, ladies and gentlemen.
Correct.
22-5. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't care who you're playing. Like you won 22 games out of 27. You're getting it done.
Correct, and I believe a couple of their losses were playing up at the 11U age. They're also like our 11U group. They're just a special group of players. They are also nationally ranked. I believe they're ranked first in the state as well. Here's what I know. I can go watch those guys play, and top to bottom, every single one of them can play. So, and they're actually down two kids as well, Nolan and Noah.
Okay.
So they're doing it kind of shorthanded as well, and they're still rolling at a 22-5.
So,
clip.
in talking to Coach Cattleman, they just went 3-1 in the Blue Ash Woodback Classic.
What's up, Jordo? Just talking about you, kid.
We're talking. We're yelling at some of Coach Brandon Ryan's kids there. These guys just went 3-1 in the Blue Ash Woodbat Classic. You and I are going to have a woodbat discussion here in a little bit. Yes, a pitching guy is going to have a woodbat discussion.
Without a doubt.
But they fell short. They got the #1 seed. They lost in the semifinals. But they're heading to Elizabethtown, Kentucky this weekend to play in a big Ripken event.
Correct.
I think we actually have a couple Angel squads going down.
Our legend.
Two or legends.
Yeah,
what I say?
Angels.
I'm sorry. We used to play for the Angels,
Yeah.
and that's who they play. Yeah, so
3 legends teams going down. I believe it's Coach Cattleman, Coach Chapman's 12U, and Coach Berngrud's 13.
Awesome. Yeah.
David.
So, yeah, get down to Kentucky and bring
That's
it
a cool
home.
place. That's a cool place.
Cool place. And I think what made me say that other Cincinnati team I was
Yeah,
talking
they're
about
good. I like those dudes.
is my guy, Caleb, on
Yes.
your team. He played down there and had a big tournament when he was down there. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. So that was our only experience with Elizabethtown.
Yeah, it's
Great
awesome place.
Great
Yep.
place. All right, so Coach, you mentioned 12U, Coach Chapman.
Yep.
If you want to go ahead and
Sure.
give us a little rundown with Coach Chappie.
So Coach Chappie, as I mentioned earlier, is actually the president of the Legends. And it was him, Joe, and Danny who created the Legends, their brainchild. But Coach Chappie's 12U team, it looks like they're 18-5. Those guys can play. You're going to hear this a lot, but we're proud of what the teams that we have and what we're building. So yeah, they can play.
On a 6-game win streak.
Yeah, they are, and they've got
They just
some
won
really elite arms.
They just won the Marucci Woodbat Classic,
Correct.
if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, they did. And they've got some dudes who can sling it. They play really good defense. They're well coached, obviously. So that's a special group, and they're at that age, now where that next step is made in the year when we get to 13, and we back up a little bit, and the competition dials up. But these guys are ready for it.
So, and Coach, like I said, they just came off of a 6-game win streak, winning a big Woodbat Classic, and in doing so, they had a team ERA of 0.95.
Yeah, they got some arms.
I'm
man.
telling you,
they got some dudes.
Hey, maybe we can ask Coach Chappie if we can borrow a few sometime.
Yeah, we may need them.
So they had
Christian and Luke.
and then in that tournament they had 5 dudes hit over 400. 5 dudes. I
Yeah.
mean, that's top to bottom. Like, there's no easy out in that lineup.
There really isn't. I mean, I know these parents are like, they say that about everybody, but the fact is, it's true.
Right, yeah. I mean, you can go to the game, and we encourage you
Please.
to get out and go watch these teams. If you guys have the day off, if you guys have a night off, look up the Legends, Game Changers. They're all on there, and find out who's playing at Blue Ash, who's playing at Westchester Sports Park.
Correct.
I mean, some guys might even play here at Cleet McDaniel
Yeah.
in a pinch. I mean, the older teams tend to play more tournament heavy.
Yeah,
and got the-
we're not in town as much.
But get out and watch these young dudes. They get after it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's just say the foundation is, we got a good thing going.
Heading in good direction.
Oh, yeah.
So, and part of the reason we're heading in good direction is our team sponsors.
we can't go without them.
I like to say this is a big sponsor to this one kind of comes close to home because of my full-time job.
Right.
Is a EMT and a firefighter. We are sponsored, proud to be sponsored by First In, Last Out CPR and First Aid. Let me tell you, when seconds count, First In, Last Out CPR will always keep you in the game. Give them fellas a call over there, 513-808-3539. Again, that's First In, Last Out CPR and First Aid. They take care of us at the facility. We have boxes. We have first aid kits.
Without a doubt, they take care of it.
And they take great care of it, so we can take care of our young men.
Have to.
And keep them legends.
Yeah, without
So,
a doubt.
having said that, we're going to kind of give you a quick rundown of some of the teams that we have going. I know this one's very near and dear to Coach Wes's heart here.
Without a doubt.
So Coach Wes is.
I got to pull up some stats for this because that's pretty good.
That's
All right,
great. I'll give you a little.
You're good.
Coach Wes's son, Austin, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
this is his first head coaching job.
Yeah, he's helped coach our older team just in the dugout.
But this is his first head coaching job, getting it done, and he's rocking with Coach Bergengrud as well. Before Coach West pulls up the stats, I'm just going to let you know they're playing today at 6 o'clock at Westchester Baseball Complex against Diamond Elite. They're holding a 20-11-1 record. And Coach West, take it away with some of those stats if you can. Or just
Well,
give us the rundown.
I'll talk to you a little bit about the team. It's an awesome group of kids. They have a fair amount of new guys on the team, and so there was a little mesh that had to happen over the winter, but it seems to be working. But this run that they went on in this wood bat tournament that they just won, I got to drop some stats on you because it's legit.
See, and while you're pulling those stats up, again, I can't. You said wood bat tournament.
Hey, we need
all
our
of our
dudes
teams
learning to hit with wood.
Because if you can hit with wood, you can hit with anything.
Bingo, 100%. So I'll give you a couple stats. Liam O'Hara, one of the players on the team, I believe he usually bats leadoff, is an outstanding player. Went 6 for 12 for a 500 clip with the wood bats. Liam Taylor, also 6 for 11, 545 with the wood bats. The pitchers, though, in 31 innings pitched, gave up 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 15 walks, and 41 Ks. A .9 ERA and like a sub-1 whip in 5 games. They outscored opponents 32-6 in that. And to top it all off, my boy Declan and Caleb Dooms threw an 8-inning no-hitter in a championship game.
That's fantastic.
It was a dogfight.
And not to speak total baseball jargon to the normal parent that's sitting at home. For those of you who don't know, Coach was talking about their whip.
Yep.
Walks and hits per inning pitched.
Correct.
So that's how many hits and walks. So basically base runners they've given up.
That the pitchers allow. It doesn't factor in errors or anything like that. Just walks and hits per inning pitched.
Does your whip, and I don't even know this, does your whip, is a hit batter affected by whip?
It would be.
Is that considered like almost
base
like a
on
walk?
ball.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, sir.
That's kind of what I was figuring.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's amazing. A .9 ERA.
Yeah. These guys are rolling right now. So, and now they're going down to E-Town, and, the competition level will probably be ratcheted up, but I think these guys are ready. We'll see.
So there is going to be Legends gear aplenty in Elizabethtown this week. It's good. I'd love to see it, but we're in our own thing here.
Correct.
So unfortunately we won't. So after talking about Coach Bergengrud, Coach Davis's team, let's move right into the other 13U team, a coach you know well.
Yeah, Coach Blanton.
Coach Jeff Blanton.
Yep. And that group, I believe is playing tonight as well.
They are.
And then
they got the 8:15.
Yeah, they got.
We might have to go to that after this.
It's possible. So that group is also had to deal with some injuries and things, but they're rolling along right now. They play a pretty tough schedule, which is what we want for our guys. Like what we want you guys to understand is we're not so caught up in the wins and losses, but making sure that we're playing at the right level. We need these dudes tested, and it really showed that it works with our older group.
The process.
It's a process, and you have to trust it, and you have to understand that we're okay with some losses here and there because that's how we get better. So Coach Blanton's team, I think they're on a bit of a roll right now. They've started playing pretty good ball lately, and I know they also have some really good arms. And I know Coach Jeff has been. They usually practice here tonight, and I thought they were going to be here until I found out that they were in fact playing. But that's a good group. They've got, they're at that puberty age where they've got some giant kids, some kids that haven't quite hit it yet. We felt that at 13.
Right.
But I tell you what, the skill set's strong with that group too.
So let's take a break. This is unplanned.
Sure.
Let's just go off the cuff here.
Sure.
Because you said something that it really touches home. You see a lot of people that all they care about is that W.
Ugh.
Let's get that win. And it doesn't matter if we're playing great competition or if we're playing not so great competition.
Right.
And not to put it down, because everybody that's putting the effort in deserves to work hard,
100%.
deserves to get after it. But it's not always about the win. I mean, I know.
Not for us.
I
Not
know
in
in
what
my
we're
life.
trying to
Well,
do.
and I know in real life, a lot of times you learn more when you fall down.
Absolutely.
You learn how to get back up. You learn how to deal with the failure. I mean,
Yeah.
let's face it. These 500 and 600 batting averages
We
are
were
going to
raving
drop to
about-
250
Of
as they
course.
get older, because you're going to start facing dudes throwing 90 miles an hour.
Correct.
And that stuff comes
They're going to
back home.
field the baseball cleanly.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've got to learn how to deal with failure. And the only way to deal with failure is to get
Fail.
knocked down and
Yeah.
fail.
100%.
So in playing this tough competition that I know all of our teams are playing,
Yeah.
they're experiencing that failure at an early age
Yeah.
and learning how to overcome.
It's fantastic.
So moving on, we're going to talk about our young guys, the fun guys.
Oh yeah,
the
I was at 8U last night.
the bobbleheads, the helmets are so big.
Yeah.
It seems like forever ago that like Noah and Caleb and those guys
Yeah.
were 8U. They've got they're swinging their drop 13 bats
Correct.
and everything. But so
Still wish
the
we did
8 right. Well, some teams try.
Right.
So the 8U Legends are coached by Coach Mark Nitching. I think I said that correct.
Nichting. Yeah,
Nitting.
yeah, and Todd Benzinger, ex-Red Todd Benzinger.
Yep, from New Richmond, Ohio. We're going to be
Correct.
playing there tomorrow.
Correct.
On Todd Benzinger Field.
Correct.
So they are currently 7-6. They're going slow and easy, as they should be.
Yeah.
They to play 40 and 50 games.
No, honestly, we prefer practice over games at our younger ages because we get so much better through practice. That being said, this group right here, the 8U group, at 7U was playing 8U baseball. So they've been playing this level for a while. We're just, trying to take it a little bit. They're such a talented group, and they have so many good players that, like Sean said, we don't need them playing 60 games. It's
Quality over quantity.
quality over quantity and practice.
So they will be in a big tournament this week.
Yeah,
though. I did
there's
some
still some
research.
dudes.
Yeah,
There's still some dudes.
this week they're playing in the I think it's the K1 Sports Kimba Slugfest.
Yeah.
So
And that'll be a good one for them.
yeah, again, if you get a shot, I know on Coach the 8U Game Changer, it's got the game times and the field
Yep,
locations.
they're really good with it.
Man, so get out there, support your legends, and get after
Please
it.
do.
And share this feed with your friends so that they can get on board. We want everybody to be as excited as we are,
Of
and
course.
it's easy to be excited when you see the way things are rolling in this organization.
100%. It's a good feeling.
So after Coach Mark's 8U team, we're going to move to one of our the 14U team, coached by Nick Meyer.
Yeah. I know this group very well as well.
They're playing in the same tournament we are this weekend at the Xavier
Yes.
Ohio Valley Open Invite.
Yes.
But they're playing in the 13-14U, I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah, it
we're
may
playing
just be
15-16.
Yes, yeah.
So I think
our
they're
older
2
boys
years.
are playing up, but I think this is actually a 14U straight up due to the difference.
Correct. And Coach Nick Meyer, he's a big baseball guy.
Oh
I know.
yeah.
I've
Many
actually
of you
bought-
probably know him from
Great.
Coach Johns.
And I bought some equipment from him at times. I'm sure other people have too. And
Yep.
his son,
Boston.
He
Yeah.
came with us last
Yeah,
year.
we took
and
him.
Played
he
in
played up.
Alabama.
Yeah, he's an elite infielder, awesome kid. They've got an awesome group. How are you guys doing today? They have an awesome group, super talented. They've been dealing with some injuries. I know Maddox Jones has been one of their best arms, if not their best arm, has been banged up. One of our old 15U teammates, Matthew Fitz, and his mother were in a car wreck. They're okay, but he's been banged up. So they've been kind of going shorthanded as well. But like you'll hear a fair amount, they have some big-time arms, some elite hitters. That's a really good group. That group will be our high school group, our 15U next year, with Coach Phillips' team. So Our 14U age group is a really, like our 11U, an exceptionally strong age group.
Absolutely. So, Coach, before we move on to that, I do want to, and I believe I forgot to, got a little carried away.
We're good, man.
There's a filming through my notes here. It's hard because I don't want them to blow all over the place with the wind we got.
That's why we got kids.
I forgot when we were talking about Coach Ryan's team, and it just dawned on me. He's got some dudes playing this year, and I know you talked about them a little bit.
Yeah, he's got 12 dudes.
And I want to talk about a few of them that he highlighted.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And then we're going to go into that wood bat discussion we were talking about.
Yeah.
So Coach Ryan wanted me to mention Zach Ryan. He was 1 out away from a no-hitter, also getting it done on the other side, hit an inside the park home run in the big tournament. That young man's getting after it on the mound and with the stick.
And I agree. And honestly, a little chime in on Z. I went and watched them 2 weekends ago at the Super Select, and he made 2 of the most elite defensive plays at second base that kept them in that Gem City game that they carried on to win.
Gotcha.
So my man's doing it at all phases.
So not only him, Jordan Malloy threw a complete game 3-hitter in bracket play to carry them on. I believe it was to the semifinals.
Yeah, Jordo's an elite talent. They're all really, really good. Jordo, though, honestly, has played up at like the he's played up 2 years, when he was younger. So, like, that kid he would play with our 15U if we asked him to.
Awesome.
And wouldn't be lost.
So these 3 guys, Gigi Garcia Altuve.
Yeah, I just saw his mom and sister walk by.
Gotcha. Dewey Clark and Cash Jones led their team in hits in their last tournament.
Yeah.
And then Clark, Cooper Loftus, and Thomas Duh, they're getting it done on defense. I hear they made several diving catches in the outfield to keep their team in it. So
yeah, those are all good players. Dewey, lefty.
Now you can see why it was important that I got back to this.
Oh, without a doubt. And I mentioned Maddox Jones earlier on our 14U team. Well, his little brother Cash is on that 11U team, and he threw one of the best games I've seen thrown against Gem City in that same game where Z was diving all over the field.
Yeah. So again, now before we get to our last 2 Legends teams and a couple other business items, let's talk about this because several of our teams have already played in wood bat tournaments. Mm-hmm. We're playing in, I think, 6 wood bat tournaments at the 15U level.
Yep.
I know Coach Sullivan and Coach Miller at the 16U level, they'll have their dudes in wood bat tournaments.
Of course.
The importance of using wood bat versus metal. Like some parents I don't get it. We got to have a BB core bat. We've got to have a drop 5 bat. We got to drive, and now we've got to have these wood bats.
Right.
The importance of having those wood bats.
The wood bats, and there's probably people more qualified to speak on this, but here's what I'll tell you. Even with our 15U group, when we were 10, 11, 12 years old, we did something called Wood Bat Wednesdays. So every practice, every game, anything that fell on a Wednesday, it was wood bat only. And, you learn to hit with wood, and it becomes a whole lot easier to hit with metal.
Right.
The sweet spot's much smaller. The barrel diameter is actually smaller. And it's a little harder to do. You have to be very precise with your barrel, and that's what we want for all these guys. And if it means we take a loss because other dudes are using drop 5, it's irrelevant.
Right, we're getting better. It's that process. And I'm one of the believers that thinks we should be using wood bat full time.
Yeah, for pitcher safety, nonetheless.
Well, for player safety, but again, you learn how to play baseball.
Of course.
We talk about when these guys should be allowed to start stealing bases, when they should be allowed to, move back. I already think we moved back to 60-90 too soon.
Yeah.
Or too late, excuse me.
Yeah.
A lot of teams, when you go down south.
Yeah, they're playing it at 13U.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, for sure.
And we don't do it until 14 or 15.
Correct.
Which puts us behind the 8 ball.
It does.
As does the wood bat.
Yeah, we'll always be behind the 8 ball to a degree at the younger ages versus teams from the south, because we can't get outside year round.
And the weather helps.
Right. We have an incredible facility and we do work year round, but the reps that we're falling behind on right now are what they are,
Yeah.
We live in Ohio.
So parents out there, trust the wood bat.
Yeah.
Get a good one. Don't buy the telephone pole that the kid has to drag like Bam Bam.
Right.
Get them a good bat that fits them. they'll be
Maple.
better because of it.
Yep.
So, and once they learn how to swing it, I know Caleb. He's
All our
he's
guys
only
use
chipped.
them now.
He's only chipped a few. Once they learn how to swing him, most of the time the breaking of the bat stops.
Yeah, it's a
until you get a
change-up.
pitcher get a pitcher that saws you off.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, okay. So now moving on, we got two more teams that we're going to talk a little bit about. We have another 14U team coached by Chris Phillips.
Yep.
They're 17, 13, and 2.
Yep.
This weekend they're playing a huge PBR tournament. Those of you guys on Prep Baseball Report Ohio,
Yep.
huge organization doing a lot of great things for a lot of kids. Headed up by Coach
Chris Phillips.
PBR.
Oh,
headed up
Kyle
by
Weldon.
Kyle
Yeah,
Weldon,
Coach Kyle Weldon.
big college. He was a college coach, college player.
Yeah, I believe so. He also runs Alpha in Mason, and he's a coach for the Mason Comics.
Yeah, assistant coach.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
PBR does so many great things for these young men.
Yes,
So
without a
you
doubt.
could tune into PBR, but Coach Phillips' team is heading up to the Great Lakes, the PBR Great Lakes tournament in Toledo this weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of tough competition up there.
Without a doubt.
Young men, they're ready for it, but they got their work cut out for them.
Without a
They
doubt.
got to get after it.
Now, that Phillips team, though, they have a couple kids who can absolutely sling it as well. Again, reoccurring theme, but it's a reoccurring theme that can keep us in any game, because pitching can keep us in any game, even when we're playing those national level teams. And they've got a couple really good arms. And they can hit. They have a really good shortstop, a defensive player, Ryan Pavlisco. Ryland, the pitcher, lefty pitcher, can absolutely sling it. Wyatt. I mean, so they've got some dudes. They got some really good players.
And these guys, this is their last full year of
Yeah,
summer
it is.
baseball. We're going to be talking about that in a minute too.
Yep.
They're 14. This is their last full summer,
Yeah.
because next year, here comes the freshman tryouts. Some of them are
Yep.
going to be playing JV.
Yep.
Some will be playing varsity ball. And
Yep.
that creates a whole new
It's
dilemma.
a whole different that
Yeah.
we're getting through right now with our 15 years.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last of the younger teams we're going to talk about right now,
Coach Combs?
is Coach Chad Combs'
All right.
team.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Coach Combs just yet.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Coach
teach
Combs
me
group-
like you're going to teach the
Yeah,
audience.
awesome group. They're probably our newest team, and they were formed entirely in the offseason at tryouts last year. So this team is our newest team by far. Every other team that we have has been a team somewhere.
So a core group of kids at least together.
Oh, 100%. So, with this group, especially at that 9U age, it's that same thing I was saying earlier, is practice, practice, practice. Especially these guys getting to know each other and mesh. So, like with all of our younger teams, this one in particular, this is more of a 2 to 3 year process. These kids are brand new. They're not ready to hop in and play a national level schedule or anything yet, nor should they. But I tell you what, they've got some really athletic kids on that team. And I expect in the next year or two that team to be raising some serious eyebrows. And I love Coach Combs. So good group.
Super exciting. And, you got to crawl before you walk.
Well, you better believe it. We did.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah.
you take your lumps, you learn a little bit.
Yeah.
You dabble in that competition, then you come back to
Yep.
your level, and then you move back up.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
awesome to hear. Coach Combs, good luck. The boys, good luck. Keep getting after it.
Yep.
And we'll be seeing you soon. Hope to see some updates coming in soon from them guys.
Yeah, they
So
will.
we can tell you at home about it. Now, before we move on to the big guys,
Yep.
I'd like to thank our last and final sponsor.
Yeah.
I believe
These guys are great.
I believe
They've
you
been
call
great.
it. Is it
It's Pawnee.
Pawnee Water?
Yep.
Premium alkaline water. Every time you go into the Legends facility, there are cases
They take
upon
care
cases
of us,
Pawnee.
man. And it's great water, for
guys,
the record.
thank you for keeping our dudes hydrated.
Yeah, without
I
a
mean,
doubt.
it's amazing. It gets hot in that facility.
Yes, it does.
And I see kids coming over, getting 1 and 2 bottles of water every time, chugging them down, staying hydrated,
Yeah.
so that they can stay in the
They've
game.
been great. They're a blessing, for
So
sure.
thank you, Pawnee Water. Keep it up. We
Yeah.
love having your products in our facility for sure.
Without a doubt.
All right. So
Well, the older kids.
before we go into our high school age teams, I gotta ask you, Coach West.
Sure.
You've been through this yourself, personally. What would you say is the biggest difference at that freshman level when you're no longer playing a full year of summer baseball and you have to play a half a year with your high school team, whether it be freshman, JV, or varsity level, and your summer team? Because here's the thing, some of our summer teams aren't even complete yet because their dudes are still
playing.
playing in the regional
Correct.
Ohio OHSAA playoffs. So what would you say is the biggest difference going from that 14U to 15U year that starts this?
I would say the biggest difference, and we're kind of learning it now, is how the season runs, right? So around February, they can no longer practice with their summer teams. The high school tryout season kind of begins, and for this group in particular, the bigger adjustment I think is with the pitching. We heat up a whole lot sooner. You have to for high school. So those guys are almost full go in late February, as opposed to when we play our summer schedule. We want them heated up by about April, roughly, fully heated. So, the pitchers have had to manage an entirely different workload. We have kids that are on strict pitching innings counts, and that's just the way we're going to do it right now. And so I think that's the biggest adjustment, is the wear and tear, the daily practices, the daily games, the playing in 35 degrees, whether you want to or not, those type things. Some of our dudes played freshmen at Moeller. I'm speaking solely on our 15U team. We had kids playing varsity. I think we had 5 or 6 kids playing varsity level as freshmen. And that all goes back to that whole learning to fail, playing the toughest competition possible at your level. And I think, obviously our track record with our older guys speaks for itself. I doubt that there's anybody that compete with our 15 and 16U. From an organization wise.
Gotcha. Okay, Coach Wes, let's take about a 2 to 3 minute break.
Okay.
We'll get back after it.
Yeah.
I'm going to play some music for them.
Yeah.
We're going to regroup.
Yeah.
Talk about what we want to say for our 15 and 16
Yeah.
dudes, and then we'll get after it. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy some music, and we're going to get back after it in just a couple minutes.
Are we recording? We apologize.
They said if they went out and came back in, it came right back on. So it may not have been on our end. We
Okay.
don't want to boost the, regroup. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. You get to see our smiling faces one more time for another little quick segment. We had to regroup. And
We're working through some technical stuff.
Occasionally, yeah, this is a new thing for us. We're trying to get this going to boost the, boost the organization. Heard there was a little pausing issue.
We apologize.
They said if they went out and came back in, it came right back on. So it may not have been on our end. We don't really know. Either way, once I get to view this the stream, I'm going to try to upload it to my YouTube channel. And I don't have enough viewers. I don't have enough subscribers on my YouTube channel to go live. So go to Shaun McComas, ShaunMcComas on YouTube, subscribe, and I can put this out live on there. And then I'm going to try to share it with Facebook and things like that.
Love it. And
so
we can
that
link.
get more people.
We can link that stuff.
Correct.
Though we expect you to remember it.
So, your bread and butter, 15U. I think we're called the Legend Scout, Premier Gold, Platinum.
No.
I don't know.
Legend
There's so
Scout,
many names.
Legend Scout 15U.
Exactly. Coached by none other than Wes Milburn, Jeff Reeder, and Mike Price.
Yep.
You 3 guys getting it done day in and day out with these fellas. I'd like to say a few things real quick because I know you have plenty. They went 2-1 this weekend, the first time together, PBR event up in Columbus, Ohio, summer kickoff.
Yep.
Had some weather issues that we had to fight through.
Yep.
But these fellas are all coming off successful high school seasons. We had
Yep.
dudes playing freshman ball. We in the GCL and all over the
Yes.
city. We had dudes playing varsity baseball.
Yep.
One in particular that shut down, I believe, the number 2 team in the state of Ohio and beat Mason. So
Yep.
that's the kind of arms we're dealing with.
Yeah, we have some elite on.
We also had
no
some
doubt.
good JV kids, getting after it, getting calls up to varsity at times.
Correct. As freshmen.
As freshmen, So capping off this tournament, we had two really cool things happen. So PBR releases a heat sheet, and two of our dudes, Joey Albert and Liam McGady, both heat sheet going 5 and 83 miles an hour respectively. Yep. On Sunday, I didn't see the PBR dude back there, but I clocked Ricky Mashno, new legend this year. He's a catcher dude. He's an unbelievable athlete. Climbs on the mound for his first time in a year.
Yeah,
and throws 85.
Yeah, we got all of our dudes pitch, all of our dudes play positions. We want a well-rounded baseball team. So even though Ricky doesn't pitch maybe for Moeller or, he's going to pitch for us. And that 85 says all you need to know.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
So they were bringing the gas, and then we had some dudes bringing the sticks. And I can't mention everybody because we just don't have enough time.
Agreed.
And I don't want to be stingy and take the whole segment on 15U.
Yep.
So the three dudes I want to mention, Hudson Hyde, Sam Kiger, and Evan Price.
Yep.
All getting after it.
Yep.
Hudson hit 750 this weekend with 5 RBIs.
And he can run. He dropped some bunts down there.
Beautiful bunts.
This kid's an elite player.
Absolutely. Again, new legend.
Yep.
So we had Sam Kiger. He hit 556 this weekend, had a couple RBIs, scored 4 runs, had 3 extra base hits that were nukes.
Yeah, and he hit one way out foul.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably his best hit was probably 20-foot foul, but it went
a 380.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been out on any field down the line. And then Evan Price.
Yeah.
My man tripped over a bat and still got down the line to first because he never gives up.
Yeah.
He hit 667 this weekend, had 3 RBIs, and scored 4 runs himself.
Yeah, Evan and Noah have honestly played together since they were 8. And so they are the two that have been together the longest on the squad. And I'll tell you, since 8U, Evan Price has been one of the most elite hitters you will ever see. His hand, he's exceptional at it. So,
which is why we call him the Hammer.
Hammer. Yep, 100%.
So the 15U team, and I won't bore you with the independent schedule, but we're playing in the Xavier Ohio Valley Classic this weekend, the Open Invite.
Yep,
we'll be playing the 15U, 16U division. Yep. Our whole pool play is filled with 16U teams. We do play on Thursday. We play 2 games on Friday at different facilities, one at X and one at Hamilton Joe's Field.
Correct.
And then Saturday we're back at Hamilton Joe's Field.
Correct.
Sunday we'll start bracket play.
Yep.
So
yeah, that group plays an elite schedule, kind of like our 16U scout team. I know we go to University of Missouri in 2 weeks.
Duke at the end.
We go to Duke University.
Oh, and place called East Cobb?
Yeah, East Cobb and Lake Point as well for the WWBA and PBR national championships,
so
which we had a really good run last year.
If you would go ahead, we mentioned a couple dudes there. If you want to go ahead and give us, you're with these guys. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about them.
They're all, they look like this big, but we got some monstrous kids. I mean, Liam McGady, 6'5", Huddy 6'1", Noah's 6'1", Liam 6'1". Some good-sized kids. Owen might be 6'2" or 6'3". And, at 10U, we were one of the smallest teams around. But we have some dynamite players. Our pitching behind Liam McGady and Caleb McComas and Noah has, we can run those 3 dudes up against anybody, anywhere. Caleb's beaten East Cobb, national, #1 team in the country. Liam McGady just threw against Beaver Valley, who's one of the top teams in the country.
Beaver Valley's always stacked.
Yeah, and through a complete game, even though we took the loss, Noah can be really good. He had an exceptional high school season. But we got some other dudes that can sling it too. Nolan Lum's an exceptional pitcher. Liam Nolte got varsity time at Lakota East.
Hudson Hyde,
underappreciated
pitcher
because he's so elite with this stuff, but he can sling it as well. Judd Lehman's a very good future 50 player. I think we had 6 dudes who were future 50 guys, and probably another 6 that should have been.
And it's easy to talk about these dudes because we're always around these guys.
Correct.
So it's
Ty
easy,
Lovelace.
right?
I could go on and on.
We could, and hopefully in the upcoming weeks we'll get to highlight a few of them.
They'll all have their moments.
And ladies and gentlemen, you have to stay tuned because when we get on the road, and we get in that hotel lobby and we get to interview some of these guys.
Oh, that's great. We're going to do some mic'd up stuff.
We just might walk away and let them have the show.
Yeah, they'll take it.
So,
problem.
all right. So let's move on to 16U.
Yeah.
This should be pretty brief because they're not really starting yet. Most of their dudes are playing high school ball.
Yeah,
they're in
yes.
the OHSAA state playoffs
We got a lot
right
of
now.
Baden dudes, and then Coach John's got, and Coach Treadway have
Some Moeller
Baden
guys.
dudes, Moeller dudes. I mean, Kuzo, Panatau, you
Yeah.
know, so.
So the 16U Miller team, it's coached by Matt Miller. They're attempting to start this weekend. They're short a couple players, so they might be one of those hybrid teams where they pick up a couple guys so that they can
for
get
sure.
something done. That should be local. But again, a lot of their dudes are in regional action.
Yeah, with
so
Baden and
when they
some
get
other
back
schools.
to when they get back to full strength, there's no doubt about they're going to tear up the competition.
Oh, they had a fantastic year last year.
Right. And
And,
Caleb actually guest played with them. Noah guest played
Yep.
with them at the end of the season.
Yep.
Fantastic run.
Yeah, and a great group of kids. I love those dudes.
For
man.
sure.
They got some ball players.
And talking about tearing up the competition, Coach Treadway and Coach Sullivan head up the other 16U team.
Yep.
Coach Sullivan, I talked to him a little bit today, and he said, Sean, you can't end the show before you mention a couple of my dudes. And with good
They're all dudes.
With good
They're all
reason, though.
dudes.
And Connor Kuzo, sophomore, right?
Sophomore GCL
GCL player of the year as a sophomore.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about being strong.
Yeah.
That is, he's on a team with an LSU commit,
Correct.
and he's still the GCL player of the
A
year.
Notre Dame commit. Panatowski's an amazing player.
Right.
They've got,
So big props to Connor. I mean, again, it doesn't get much bigger, especially in the city of Cincinnati, to
Yeah.
be GCL player of the year.
without a doubt at that school.
Yeah.
Defending state champs. But anybody that knows Connor knows that that's not just God-given ability. There's a whole lot of that. I have text from that kid asking if the cage or the facility's open at 10 o'clock at night so he can go get swings. So just to be clear, that kid works his butt off.
Absolutely.
Deserves everything that comes.
And the pitcher of the Crown Conference, pitcher of the year, Sean Sullivan.
Yeah.
So-
Alabama commit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's our first commit, our only commit. He committed before the
new rules?
the new rule change. Yep. You don't go to the SEC and not be a dude.
Right, so hopefully he gets down there with Elder High School grad Luke Vaughn.
Yeah. Also an outstanding.
Right,
Yeah, I
so I
love
mean
Luke.
that'd be
Good
awesome
player.
to see. Dude, that'd be a cool thing to see Sean Sullivan pitch into Luke Vaughn next
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
That'd
it
be,
would.
or in 2 years.
Yeah, it
that'd
would
be
be cool.
awesome. So they have another guy who wanted me to mention, and I'm going to do my best with this name. Josh
Oh, Kalasi.
Kalazi,
Dog.
Upstate 8 Player
Yeah.
of the Year in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, he's
That's
an Illinois
amazing.
player. Yeah, he's a.
But to
Elite
be
player.
the player of the year in the whole state,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, the
so
state
you
of
know
it.
this squad's strong, which is why Perfect Game has them recognized as the 45th team in the country.
Right.
To be in Perfect Game's top 50,
You're somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
somebody.
there. You've made it, and they're not satisfied with that 45 ranking. They
No
want
way.
to be at least single digits. I can guarantee
Yeah,
you.
they duck nobody. Noah played with them last year. At the end of the year, they had a lot of football players like Connor and Matt, and they were playing up in like a 17-18U tournament as 15U
Right.
and lost in the finals.
Wow, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
To a
work.
Louisville
Well,
commit.
they're getting ready to start. He's projecting that they'll be starting June 7th through 9th.
Okay.
So good luck to all the Legends team. Keep up the hard work.
And the Coach Treadway and the Baden boys.
Yeah, let us know
And
what's
Kuzo
going
and the
on.
Moeller boys.
Let us know what's going on so we can give you guys shout outs. We're looking forward to interviewing some of you guys.
Definitely.
In person, man, to have some of those dudes here
Yeah,
would be a great thing.
Great for our young kids. The C.
So tuning out, I'd like to tell you guys, stay tuned. Hopefully next week we'll have episode 2.
Yep.
There won't be any running around because of weather.
Yeah, we'll be way better.
We'll be able to get after it a little more prepared, which I feel like we were good and prepared today.
Yep.
So as we sign off, we need to tell everybody, just be legendary.
Just be legendary, man.
So everybody enjoy, have a great day, and thank you for
Thank
watching.
you guys.